Superfly and I made you a video to hopefully reassure you and let you know that the rest of the semester is going to be okay for all of us, even though things are admittedly weird right now.
Hi guys, I wanted to make you a video to tell you what I know about how the rest of the semester is going to go, point you to some things and show you how to get access to the digital content that comes with the textbook, and probably over this weekend I'll post the first lecture, even though it's not actually due yet. I've got a lot of at-home time on my hands right now. So what I want to do in this video is tell you a little bit about how I have decided to get through this online teaching for the rest of the semester. Also to acknowledge that this has been really stressful for everyone. I'm going to help you get through this. I'm going to try to make it as similar to an in-class experience as I can, which is why I have decided to make the horrible step of doing video recordings of myself, even though generally speaking I would rather shoot myself in the foot than do that. But there are bigger things to be concerned about right now. So I'm going to tell you a couple things in this video. First off, a little bit about how I have to change things, and a little bit about what's not going to change. So this is one of the 2 phys classes that I'm teaching. Canvas, our department is requiring us to do certain things in Canvas. They're not going to change too much for you. This is the instructor view of Canvas, so yours probably looks a little bit different. But what we are required to be using for the rest of the semester is announcements, which I have already been using. So that's how I'll be communicating with you guys mostly. And one of the announcements today is something that I'm also going to cover with you. The other thing that we're required to use, obviously grades, but your grades I've been using those all semester long and they're up to date right now. We're going to be required to use the discussion feature. I've never used it before, so be patient with me as I try to learn this discussion feature. So I put up a discussion today. Oh, I thought I put it up. I meant to put up a discussion today. Didn't quite get it up there. It's just getting started. Basically, some of you guys have been using the digital content for a while and some of you haven't. So I thought maybe we could share what's useful and what's not useful about that. It's not required. This one's not going to be required. I don't know if they will be in the future. I kind of have to do what the department requires me to do on some of this stuff. The rest of the stuff probably isn't going to change except for modules. So some of you guys use modules in your other classes. So all that's going to happen with modules is everything that was available on melanieb.com is now also going to be on modules. It will still be on melanieb.com, but it's just like one central location. So the next lecture that I will do for you guys will be synapses and neurotransmitters, which is actually one of my favorite topics of the semester, and I don't get to do it with you, but I'll do it at a distance. It'll still be my favorite. So you can click on this, and what it will have is, of course, a link to the notes, which are still in Google Doc form. You can still access them that way. And then after I get the video put up there, I will put the video right under that for those lectures. So it'll kind of just trying to make it all accessible from one page, just so to simplify things for you guys. And so this is the nervous system module, and then there'll be another module. But all the notes are already up there for the semester on melanieb.com. I'll populate them in here in modules as we go through them, just to kind of keep it a little cleaner and simpler. So, and then I'll still be using grades. How will quizzing and testing go? Quizzing is still going to be on Top Hat. There is a quiz up there now. You can work on it if you want to. You can look at previous videos if you want to. So that's how I'll be doing that. And then testing, I think that testing is going to be on Canvas, but I'm still working out those details, and I've got a few weeks before we have a test, so just hold out questions on that one for a minute. What else do you need to know? Lab, I haven't gotten an update on how lab's going to go yet, so when I know that, you will know that. That's not something that I teach, and I'm not in charge of the curriculum for that, although I am for Anatomy Lab. Okay, so the announcement that I put up today was specifically about the free digital access to your textbook content. So I want to show you just a little bit about that. So if you had digital access before, you purchased it, you still have that. If you didn't have digital access before, now you do. Everybody does for free. And for those of you who purchased it, you've also got access to it a different way in a new updated textbook, so you can use either one or neither. So this is how you are going to set it up. This is your free access code. Should work for all of you guys. So you'll go to this website, and what it's going to do, so if you go here, you are going to go to this part right here to register. If you've already registered, then you can sign in. All you need to register is email the course ID, which I put in that announcement, and then you are going to need that free access code. Otherwise, they will try to get you to pay for it. So that is what you're going to need to do that. So now, after you're in, and I made myself a student account so I could make sure I knew what it looked like. Oh, hold on. Sign in. I'm going to sign in. I hit the wrong thing. Sorry. All right. So this is the account that you need. I have two. So you would go into this section. I'm not going to be putting assignments up here. I don't want you to have to learn any new technology that's unnecessary. But there are two things in, it's called Mastering A&P, and it comes with your Stanfield Human Physiology textbook. And there are two things that I think might be useful to you. There's an electronic version of the text right here. It's the whole textbook with animations and everything associated with it, pictures. So how would you use this? Well, some of you guys, I know Mo, I can't remember which section you're in, Mo, but I know Mo actually, for instance, takes the figures and puts them into his Google Docs notes. And maybe, Mo, you can share in the discussion how you do that, because I don't know how you get them out of here. I'm not sure. Control, click. No, I don't know. So I don't know how he gets them in there, but maybe he'll tell us how he gets them in there. So you guys have free access to the textbook with all the images and everything in it now. So you can read it there. There's other stuff as well. This is the menu that allows you to go to the different chapters. The next chapter that we are going to be doing is this one. That's the one that I'm going to be working on, and we're going to work on chemical synapses and look at the different categories of synapses and all that kind of stuff. Excitatory versus inhibitory synapses, so it's kind of clickable on this side. So that's actually kind of nice to have the online version of the textbook. So then the other thing that I think is useful is this study area part. If you go access to the self-study area, and it takes a second to launch for some reason. The other thing that I like, this is a bunch of really good videos, and this is what I really like, interactive physiology. Interactive physiology, for those of you who are hands-on, this is going to be even harder than it was before because it is, of course, I don't see you. So you can have access to these. Oops, sorry. Where did that? Okay. Move this over a little bit. All right, so these are animations. They're not active, but when you see something that says IP2, those are actually like activities that you can do. So let me just show you one of those. For instance, the generation of an action potential. We're past that, but I just want to show you what they can do. So if, for instance, here is, let's see, determining the threshold for an action potential. You can play with this. Action potential is generated as all or none event. In this activity, you'll depolarize a neuron, determine from the results if it will generate an action potential, so it gives you things to do. Tap or click the depolarize neuron button to depolarize the neuron. Watch the graph, and you can see what happens. This was sub-threshold, so no, an action potential. So it gives you feedback, a little happy guy. So try it again. Will this generate an action potential? No. So anyway, this seems actually kind of low level, but the questions get harder, and there are good quizzes associated with it. So I like interactive physiology. I've always liked it. And I will point you to specific parts of interactive physiology that I think might be useful to you as well. And I just, to reassure you, what I am not going to do with any of this stuff is I am not going to grade you on anything that is in mastering. What I will do is say, I think this would help you understand the material. As far as being graded, you're going to be graded the same way that I told you would at the beginning of the semester, with tests and quizzes. But remember that your quizzes are always open book, right? They are always going to be both open book and collaborative. And with your tests will be online, probably, I think, in Canvas. I think that's what they're going to require us to do. And the written portion of the test, I will probably have you do open book and send to me, and then the actual multiple choice and true false portion of the test you will do in Canvas. And in order to try to keep you honest, because I'm not going to try to lock down your browser or anything, I'm going to set a reasonable amount of time for your test. And if you have a DRC accommodation, you'll get double that time, because I actually want you to study the material. And if you study the material, you should be able to finish the questions in a reasonable amount of time. And if you haven't studied the material, you would be looking all of it up and you wouldn't finish the test. So that's kind of my plan. I'm not going to worry particularly about you cheating, but I'm going to try to make it so that the test rewards those who are prepared. Hope that makes sense. Okay, I know you will have questions in the near future. I am going to, let's see what else. I am going to probably record your first lecture video over synaptic transmission and neurotransmitters, either tomorrow or Monday, and I'll put it up for you. This video I'm going to put up today for you. If you have questions, will you put them in the discussion so that we can sort of all get the answers to this questions and maybe get used to the discussion? And if I haven't already put up your discussion, I will do that in just a second. Okay, I will be seeing you guys virtually very soon. Okay.